Exhausted fire crews have spent a third day battling a bushfire in the Blue Mountains west of Sydney, and it could be days before the fire is fully contained. The blaze at Wentworth Falls came close to destroying homes overnight, and residents are being warned it could flare again. Live to Angie Asmus at Wentworth Falls. Angie, what are conditions like there at the moment?
Well, Sophie, the Rural Fire Service seems to finally have gained the upper hand here this afternoon, which is quite remarkable given how limited their options are here. The wind gusts are still so strong that most of the tactics available to the Rural Fire Service they haven't actually been able to implement. By this stage this afternoon, they had hoped to be back burning quite extensively just to get a lot of the fuel ahead of the bushfire out of the way. Another option available to them was to winch some crews down into these crevices and areas where you cannot access by road. But again, with wind gusts up around 35 to 50 kilometres an hour, it is just far too dangerous to do that. We had a briefing with the Emergency Services Minister and the RFS a short time ago about the work that is still ahead here.
It's by no means over. As we can feel, whilst it's cold, the winds are getting gusty again, and they're expected to continue throughout the afternoon and indeed tomorrow. So it's really important that people in this area don't become complacent, think everything's over. The situation can change very, very quickly, as was seen yesterday afternoon.
And Angie, a bushfire in the middle of winter, that's taken everyone by surprise.
Yes, Sophie, residents here usually don't start thinking about bushfire season until about October, but in a briefing we had just earlier today, we did learn that natural causes are not likely to be blamed here. They are looking at human intervention. Now, given all the properties that are safe here, that is the main concern, but of course the fact that a lot of the vegetation has now been burnt away, this is good news for most of the residents in this area, because it means a lot of the fuel load has now gone that could potentially have been problematic heading into the warmer months of the year.
This highlights to me, and should be a reminder to the entire community, that natural disasters don't go by seasons. It doesn't have to be the 1st of September for us to prepare for a natural disaster or a bushfire.
Now, of course, the situation here looks so much better than it did yesterday. It just shows how much progress we have made. At 6 o'clock last night, the flames were roaring up this ridgeline here and licking at homes. They were literally metres away. Firefighters did an incredible job. 240 crews worked to defend properties. Not one was even damaged, and everyone is accounted for. So the overwhelming feeling here today is relief, Sophie.
That's what took us by surprise. It was just, it's August, it's winter. Wouldn't really expect a bushfire.
How did you feel when you came back here this morning?
So relieved. They're heroes. They're heroes. They're great. They're amazing. Absolutely phenomenal what they've done.
Yeah, no wonder those residents are relieved. Angie Asmus at Wentworth Falls, thank you. As we said, the fire season is starting earlier. This was a scene in Western Sydney last night as emergency crews battled a grass fire at Bosley Park. The blaze broke out at Cowpasture Road around 6:30 last night and quickly took hold. It took 5 fire trucks and 27 firefighters more than 3 hours to contain the blaze. An investigation is underway into what caused the fire.